It's Flexx Friday! This Friday, the saga continues. This Friday's special guest.
His love is mine. His love is mine. His love is mine. His love is mine. Yeah. I found her, she found.
So come on down to 4340 North State Road 7, the home of nightlife entertainment. That's the Garden. It is Flexx Friday.
Good afternoon, my Flexx listeners and listeners across South Florida. Thanks for joining us. We are coming to you live from the annual conference of the People's National Party in the National Arena in Kingston. We had quite a number of speakers earlier. They had some comrades or affiliate organizations from the Progressive League in New York, and they also had people from the other organizations who are affiliated with the PNP, like from St. Vincent and St. Kitts and the Bahamas and some of the other smaller islands out there, who came in solidarity with the PNP. It was quite a turnout today. If you get a chance to see the split screen, you will get a chance to see the massive crowd that is here. Quite a large crowd. A lot of persons were not necessarily anticipating this show of party strength and unity. And I must congratulate the organizers for having done such a splendid job. It looked like a good conference. Speaking on the microphone is the lone female vice president. That's her name is Donna Scott Matley, attorney at law, and she's the spokesman on justice, I think. So she's now making her presentation. After this, we should be having some more presentations from a couple other persons before the party leader speaks at 3 o'clock your time, which is 2 o'clock my time. So we prepare for that. When the party leader arrived a while ago, about 15 minutes or so ago, all hell broke loose. It was remindful of how PNP people can give their leader a good welcome. So they had quite a standing ovation and quite a excellent welcome for the party leader. They had fireworks and quite a number of other things, to bring the welcome and present the arrival and presence of the party leader. The party had a conference, at 3 days of closed session conference. When you're makes noise like that. Usually, they're usually highlighting one of the outstanding party members of parliament. So, on the bank of is the next. The first on the platform is the chairman of the party, Angela Bonbert, Miss Angela Bonbert, and she's really chairing the party's public session. As party chairman, this is part of your function. I don't know how many other persons are left to speak. I hope to get a copy of an agenda sometime shortly. Agenda? Asking for an agenda from you. If you can get one. Yes, as you can see in the split screen, you can see the party supporters all over the place. And they are in large numbers. They have come out. People are here. People are here. All that will translate into more party organization and votes is another question. But it is an excellent showing.
We must lose no further time in completing our aim of full and total sovereignty. The time has come for us to move forward. And involving a new Caribbean group of students. Thank God. It is also time to seek completing the renewal, the recruiting,
BJ speaking to the basis of the country moving to the republic. My personal argument with this is that PJ was prime minister for 18 years, and that's one of the things that he should have done.
We are the people's party, as any government declared, that is on unswerving aim to serve all. conscious always of the message who reserve the highest priority alongside the poor, the aged, the vulnerable, and all we are and all was centered around the human personality. We can be all not to use political power as an end. All we relate of any city, all that villages very simply together. No matter our group or ethnic origin, each and every one of us in Jamaica is definitely sacrificing global exploitation and the permission and data. PNP must therefore be a compelling voice in the growing demand for private justice and insist not only on the equal authority, but also adequate monetary compensation for this serious crime against man. Within our national borders, we have made some progress with the public legislation. Tremendously so during the revolutionary change enacted during the 1970s. But there is much that remains to be done in order to banish the place of poverty, ignorance, disease, and the denial of access to life and shelter, which imperial domination begins. And no more than ever, we must pray and improve parliament between the 54 nations and 14 of the Caribbean, collaborate to remain of the development by moving the way to non-aligned by working with the group of 77 plus admin in the configuration of existing members that have been operating for many and no longer fit for purpose to create a new international order, one of the peace, purity, and very global warming, as well as sharing all resources, single planet, mother, and all. Norman Manley made sure that the name of the party is mentioned because he wanted to develop the land as a whole, not just parts of it, nor those class. I call for the leaders, officers, and candidates once again.
You can see a very attentive audience. If you just look around, you see a very attentive audience. We have quite a large amount of persons who are here giving really rapt attention to the presentation by DJ Patterson.
We must seek to figure out the field of and from what we see today is that benefits for ways and those who live in equity, justice, and economic inclusion, and ensure equal access to opportunity. Since social media is our communication, we must take charge, trace for the speed and all spectacular opportunities and practical measures we will pursue from existing demand mentality. The younger generation not be a style thought. They have their own ideas and attitudes. The country cannot afford their increasing sensuality with other democratic forces. So we have to engage them and brand them and plan them out. Our present standing in the crew, so that we have some long but company, my opposed to one rule is our most of all the nation of our own sovereign interests and no surrender or state criminal gangs in Jamaica. And our activists and cultural acts are world class. Thank you for the way for the bar, the story of new horizon. Thank you for the people that are already covered class of people who make Jamaica the greatest country in which to live. To make of this country a real activity to the policy. Families are permanently under. Look at what is happening in our communities. Even customers of and children take weapons to harm others, even for paying fees are not. Thank God to bring back the law, to restore hope, to respect for each other. Very soon, the party will see and bring back confidence so that there are modern from the kids from the rest of the from terrorists and negative. The entire country had wants a national man that is and not one to pledge because they move down us to make their aid. So we must stand up firmly for what God will walk beside humanity because he was too hard
This issue is finally dropped.
let us do one
Conference. Encouraging unity and oneness among the people and around the party supporters.
It's time to never, never, never move.
And as he said, President, no, the new president, Mahmoud, that was the prime minister, party president, right one of the people party. Angela Brown-Burke is back at the podium. At the podium now is a former party president who recently just left. That's Comrade Peter Phillips, who got a very resounding welcome. He came standing as a rock, as they call it.
Councillors, I want to recognize the excellencies of the diplomatic corps and the visitors from the diaspora. I say from the diaspora, and we are making them all welcome. There are some serious things that have to be said, and these are serious times. We all know from experience itself will not stand. We all know that the People's National Party is a vital part of the democratic tradition of Jamaica. I would go so far as to say that without the
No splash. No. Whatever. Eh? You get the icon? All right, good. Thanks. Oh, that is yours.
the millions of Jamaicans implemented by the People's National Party.
I appreciate it.
Some years now, the PLP, the People's National Party, is a vital part of our national identity. Generations of progressive and other party the contours of our national life only because of the People's National Party. It has given us voice, it has given us presence in Congress. And the protect. Serve your love the People's National Party.
Because we changed the internet a while ago. We changed the internet a while ago. That's why it had a little. Former president of the Phillips, extolling some of the virtues and the things that PNP has done for this country over time.
important to us. It's too important to our history. It's too important to our children and our grandchildren for us to make any little or side this or side that. Stop the mission of the people. Come now. Year of our independence, that we face the fact that our country faces some great and difficult times. I remember our friends marching, protesting, banning on water rally, and the students. I mean, today student make a video play good enough. Today, I don't have more than 50% of our people. Yeah, but if you feel them get so we have to have carry. We have to pick up most of the country. Corrupt. We understand that more. I would not have thought then that we would be in a situation where more than 50% of the population. So we ask people to just bear with us and to be patient with us as we try to how well we can have this rectified. We're coming to you live from the 84th annual conference of the People's National Party at the National Arena. Speaking now is Dr. the Honorable Peter Phillips, Member of Parliament, former President of the People's National Party. And he is making his contribution to the conference. I don't know who are the other speakers. After contribution. Yeah, sure. All right, I'm trying to get you about the technical. Check, you want to check it for me? You want to check it for me? You want to check it for me? I'm trying to get another. I'm still here to get a copy of the agenda. But in the meantime, I have no idea the running order of the speakers. Dr. Phillips is making the point that the People's National Party is central to the rebuilding of the economic and political structures in this country. And the country cannot see itself happening without the PNP playing a very important part of that process. It has done so in the past, and they are positioning themselves to do so again. still a new patriotic fervor, a new spirit of community, where each one teach one and come to where each one hear.
Chin. Chin.
And people from this step up the mission to build a Jamaica that works for all the people. Time for progress, one love, time
One love, time come. The words of the Maverick. The words of the Maverick. No, they was can. They was can.
Time of end because of billions each year. People Jamaican time, time for a change. Time this is here. The people agree. To get a loan to do business is too hard. Great team. Time come. We need greater focus in our community. One development. We see the children.
time come.
Time. As we can see, it's in a recession. Well, not a recession, but they were having a few, some of the young supporters from across the country who were expressing their support for the PNP and for the party and for Mark Golding. And we say that time come for Mark Golding to come for the PNP. and time come. So today, take over. It's quite a big way.
This our 60th year of independence. I have a topic of the announcement that I must make and visible. This is not a law. In case of emergency, there's no emergency right now. You need to walk backward to any other exits that you need. In case of emergency.
Angela Bromberg is at the microphone. Angela Bromberg is the chairman of the party. Time comes. It's the team of the conference. So this year for the interesting video showing PJ and
Michael.
On my right, I have my predecessor and friend, Dr. Peter Flexx, a mentor for me when we were in government together. He was involved more in the last, but on one occasion for 4 years, he was a member of the cabinet and was important that mentor for me in that period. And something. We do not have us, unfortunately, most of our processes in for reasons
showing now a special presentation by Mark Bowling at the shrine of the late Norman Manley and Michael Manley.
And the leaders of that time, he said, the entire code and framework and philosophy that has guided our party for the past 84 years.
And the first teaching that Norman Manley bringing the arts of people as the most profound and comprehensive statement on what the party's vision to this kingdom as the transformation of society in social terms and interests of this
He's speaking to the social transformation of society under the leadership of Michael Manley. Say that nothing has happened in this country since then or before then, and in the rest of the area of that seismic portion for the benefit of the people across not only Jamaica but
Trust, access to land, legislative reforms, and then we extend of the presidents we support
They are saying that our contribution is contribution to the process, political process, the political discourse, and the achievements of the nation is immeasurable.
And went on to the fact that time spoke for the government when we don't president election or minister of justice and politically and activities and the finance minister. And myself, of course, the legislative program that support all the reforms that are needed. We are able to set a platform such that we make a human place where sustainable future can be lived on. Fourth, we are making up time and population from
I see you're playing a recording of my commentary. We're actually watching online. Apparently they're not receiving what's going on in the background is this presentation by Mark Peter Phillips and people participating as a reminiscence about the kind of a work that Portia Simpson and the other people Michael Manley and Norman Man, they have done in terms of moving the party forward and
to a process of activity that will probably be reminiscent of
it is necessary that we return to the place of Christ. The trumpet has sounded, and promises. Step up and be part of the mission and
was a general secretary of the who also ran for president of so let's say now it's time to organize, unite, put my PNP in a forward. Broadcast continues. Somebody from the youth organization, the kids there, which will make a presentation. I don't expect the people to come because the party is ready to speak. I hope that you get there. What's it? Yes, I'm glad. So we watch and see what happens.
You're recording from media or there?
Broadcasting in Florida. Live. Flexx Read that. Read it.
Hear what they're saying. The feed is clear on the audio that you're getting.
I need an agenda. I need an agenda. That's a comment from the young teacher. In his presentation. Comments of the young teacher. I think they're gearing up now for probably maybe one other.
Jamaica is a country people, so talented. We have been contributing to the development of many countries across the world. When you look in North America and look at NASA, Jamaicans are building spaceships. When you look at engineering, Jamaicans are building the biggest bridges across the world. But when you come home to Jamaica, everything seems to be on go slow and everything seems to be dilapidated as the answer for you, comrades. Comrades, the world is changing. Gone are the days when young people are with and young people want to join the People's National Party and be a part of the change of the future of Jamaica, comrades. Comrades, we need a chance to lift our spirits and to increase our income. Comrades, instead of creating jobs, we need to create wealth. The type of industries that we have been focusing on have not been able to give us the amount of income that we need to move forward as a people. We need to now look at innovative ways in order for us to expand manufacturing. Give our young people a chance in order to become the entrepreneurs that they want to become, and provide them with a fund, a technology and innovation fund where young people can tap into and explore their full ideas and make Jamaica the futuristic place that we want to live. Comrades, everywhere. And until now, I have not seen a concerted effort being made by the government in order to solve this oil crisis problem or to move Jamaica towards creating renewable energy so that all of us can benefit. Comrades, we have to take the future of the country seriously. We have to take economics seriously. We have to plan and take time and use our understanding of the macroeconomics and systems and functions, comrades. We are in a position now where we realize what has been happening. We are not blind. We are hopeful and aspirational people. And the People's National Party now, comrades, is going to give us the opportunity in order for us to come together collectively and create a new modern economy. Comrades, I think it's very important. In 2015, we decriminalized ganja and gave ganja to you. But since then, we have not been able to make the amount of money from the industry that we need, comrades. Comrades, states across America are collecting taxes, same thing, comrades. Give the People's National Party a chance, and the People's National Party will turn this country around and put money back in the pocket and the hands of all the Jamaicans. Comrades, the time will come, the time is here. The People's National Party is here for you.
Having income. I like that. Comrades, coming to you next.
Lakeisha Murray. Okay. Lakeisha Murray, the Deputy General Secretary of the party, one of, I think, 3 Deputy General Secretaries. She speaks to communication and information.
Officers of the party, People's National Party, I greet you with love. Comrades, it is indeed
Nikisha is expressing a level of hopelessness as a young people, not just at the conference, but young people generally across the diaspora, across Jamaica, and an opportunity to change. Offering that opportunity for change, that opportunity for prosperity as they have promised and they had hoped for. So she is the Deputy General Secretary of the party, responsible for communication. Also, one of the as part of the renewal of the party, in terms of how they move forward, the renewal, the party is including quite a number of the party is young people are not having access to internet to be able to get online to do some online business. Many of our people are saying that they will not go. And never tell young people that keep your voice. Don't give away the power. There are so many people. Nikisha is speaking to the power of the vote And the young people have that right and that power to exercise and cast their vote, and not to say that they're not going to vote. But now is the time for them to really cast their vote and make a difference. Justice for the opportunity that we have. Mark Golden went across and really gave her a hug because it was a good presentation, a good speech. But the PNP has been here already. The PNP has been here already. The PNP has been here. Everybody thought that we could recover. So it's nothing new. The question is, are they able to make a difference this time as against then? That then you still have a lot of loyalists who were part of the party. Some of those loyalists are no longer with the party, some have died, some have retired, some are out in left field. So it's a question of whether or not they have been able to coach and encourage a new breed of youngsters like Nicole to be able to take up the mantra.
Let's drink to the hard-working people, and let's drink to the lonely bird. Raise your glass to the
comrades, one and all. Time come for the workers of this country to stand on their feet and not crawl on their knees. As the defender of the working class people, as the voice of the masses of the working class, as the gatekeeper of the workers of this country, I say to you today, time come for us to ensure that the workers are protected in every sense of the word. Comrade Chairman, Comrade Party Leader, Mark Golden, next Prime Minister of this beautiful and great country. Comrade Party Leader's wife, blessings, Comrade Leader, Comrade Dr. Peter Phillips. Let's give it up for Dr.
This is Comrade Valentine. Comrade Valentine is the president of the National Workers Union and is making his contribution to the conference. As usual, the National Workers Union is an affiliate of the People's National Party, just as there is the youth organization and the women's organization. The National Workers Union would have a representative to speak at the conference. So too with the Jamaican Labour Party, they have a representative. So present at the conference who will speak
because we are in the street, we are in the workplace, in the highways and byways, and the workers are calling out for help, are calling on the people in National Party to stand up for them. I read somewhere that the police, the nurses, the public sector workers, the sanitation workers, all of them were made big promises, and none of those promises are filled. But I commit to you today that the People's National Party, under the leadership of Mark Golden, will ensure that there will be an overhaul of the industrial relations system so that the workers of Jamaica can have decent work and decent agenda fulfilled. We are here championing the cause of the working class. 2 million working class in this country. But the workers are the ones who are suffering most. Who are they catering for? Time come, my comrades, time come for the masses of the people to be able
The public sector workers are crying in silence, are suffering,
silence, are suffering in the dark, don't know the answer and what the future holds. We must stand up for them. Time come, time come. Just look around you. Just look around you. In your community, in the workplace, in the shops and market, and tell me the truth. If you don't hear the worker, them a bawl, them a bawl, them a bawl, them a bawl. My God, don't you hear them crying out loud for help? The next PMP government will ensure that the voices of workers are at the table. Not far away, blocking roads, not far away table. There will be a seat for the workers of this country again. We have done it already. We will do it again. Comrades, time come, rise up and one love, comrades, one love, one heart. Mark my word.
Comrades, time come for the workers of Jamaica to have a government that protects them at home and abroad, wherever Jamaican workers are to be found. Coming to the microphone next is a young man. You know him well. He is the General Secretary of the People's National Party. And he is going to come to speak with us. Comrade Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Good thing them. The good thing them. The good thing them. The good basic. We are Chacha boy, be a Chacha needs to go away. Chacha boy, be a Chacha needs to go away. We are Chacha boy, be a Chacha needs to go away. Chacha boy, we are sleeping.
Comrade Chairman and comrades, I just received a text message on my phone, a WhatsApp, from the police. They tell me that they've had to close the side doors because the comrades are here in their hundreds of thousands. It is good to see the PNP back up and running.
Turn up the thing, PNP. Turn up the thing, PNP. Turn up the thing, PNP. Turn up the...
Let me... I only get a few minutes, but I want to, even in that few minutes, I want to recognize our party leader and of course the Nubian goddess that is beside him, Mrs. Sandra Golden. Greetings and welcome. And of course, I want to also recognize the former president of the People's National Party. And I can tell you, Dr. Phillips, you brought tears to my eyes because a lot has been said, some unfairly about you, and I must laud you for the presentation that you gave to the conference of the People's National Party. It speaks to the character of the man. But comrades, they are trying to say that there is no difference between the PNP and that other party, and it is a lie from the pit of hell, because we are not the same. We are not the same because this political party does not allow any foreign government to tell us who our friends should be. We determine who we are friends with based on their relationship with us. And so we welcome our visiting friends here today because the PNP is a regional and an international organization. Turn up the thing. Turn up the thing. We are not the same because the PNP does not offer loans to students when bombs are dropping and people are dying. The PNP send money to bring them home. We are not the same. We are not the same because the PNP don't collect head stocks from you and don't buy insurance so you have high oil prices. The PNP put insurance in place to protect you against high oil prices, and Camille tell you that St. Vincent has taken on that policy and they have the lowest gas price in the region. We are not the same. We are not the same because we don't have a leader who run around from constituency to constituency opening one dege house. We open housing schemes. We build communities. We are for the people.
Murderer, blood is on your shoulder. Today, and kill tomorrow.
We are not the same because we don't have a leader who think that he must come and wear clothes and call himself bro devil or bro whatever. We have a leader who has substance, who has character, who has clean heart, and clean hands is pure in spirit. Comrades, we are not the same. We are a progressive party. We are the People's National Party. The word is love. Turn up the thing.
Yes.
Turn up the thing. Turn up
Comrades.
Turn up.
Comrades, time come to let them know that we are not the same. Following right behind that, comrades, is a voice that has been out there for quite some time in the local government fraternity, speaking on behalf of our people. Coming to speak to us now is Councillor of the Lauriston Division, Councillor Keisha Lewis. Make her feel welcome.
For my independent ladies, na 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 na. Me have money in my pocket so I feel nice. No borrow girl clothes in a real life. Now sponge pan a boy what you feel like. Can buy something drink if I feel like. Nobody worry about me, call me alright. Me just a wine and a flask cause it dance nice. You a free up my style like your eyes. But that do not hear no deals right now. Me nah no worries. Gotta deal with everything. Gotta deal with everything. Right.
president, chairmen of constituencies, comrade mayors, minority leaders, and my fellow councillor colleagues and candidates, stand up on your foot for me now. Comrade officers of the party, and members of the executive, workers, warriors, foot soldiers, the engine, the fuel, the energy, the party that you support is standing here with you today to celebrate its 84th anniversary. Comrades, I greet you on behalf of the National Caucus of PNP Councillors. Here standing is your leaders. Make some noise for the persons who are fighting the fight for you out there. Comrades, look on the gully side. Wanna see anything to smile about? Look at the conditions of our parochial roads. Wanna see anything to smile about? Comrades, we come to you at a time when our country is at its most unclean state. Garbage, garbage, and garbage everywhere, comrades. Rat infestation, dirty municipal capitals. Comrades, it's a dirty state. Comrades, it seems as if this government does not understand that cleanliness is next to godliness. Comrades, the time has come for us to lay the blame squarely at the feet where it belongs. Comrades, it is no time for us to remind the NSWMA of what their mandate actually is. Their mandate is to take all necessary steps to effect the management of solid waste, thereby safeguarding public health, ensuring that waste is collected, stored, transported, recycled, and reused, or disposed of in an environmentally friendly way. Comrades, at the ACFESA, that's their jobs, comrades. They have failed, especially at a time where there's an increase in property tax payment. Your property tax dollars, yours and yours and yours, taxpayers. You are the fuel. You are the taxpayers. What are they using our monies for? So, comrades, let me ask you a question. When you give a man a job, and him fail to fulfill him job, what you do with him? What you do with him? And we are going to fire them. Comrades, because time has come. Comrade, we commit as a PNP that when we form government, we will transform the waste management sector built on the tenets of reuse, repurpose, and recycle. Timely collections, comrade, will be a standard on which we will be measured. Local authorities play a more critical role in this regard. Instead of being held at a risk of public health, we will make sure, comrades, that the sector is an asset through waste energy and related strategies. Time come for a cleaner and healthier Jamaica, comrades. Your councillors were promised allocations to effect drain cleaning. Promise made and not kept, comrades. To date, comrades, not a drain cleaned in this active hurricane season. It begs me to wonder, comrades, if this government is serious about taking care of for a nation. Time come, comrades, for accountability. Comrades are wrapping up, but we can't stop there. Parochial revenue funds, comrades, designated to be sent to each municipality. The last working day of each month, comrades, has been delayed for the past 3 months. Time come for us to get an answer. No wonder, comrades, the roads you're driving on are in a deplorable condition. You're driving through riverbeds, comrades. Time come. Comrades, in closing, I cannot close without informing you about an atrocity committed to our children. As counselors, we were committed that a program dubbed Own Your Own Device would come on stream, thereby seeing over 2,000 children benefiting from much-needed tablets. Comrade, that has been put on indefinite hold. Poor people, Pitney, can't get no tablet to do their schoolwork. Comrade, that is the government that we have dealing with. We need to fix it. So, comrades, I ask my counselors to stand at this time. As we stand in solidarity, here we are before you, comrades, sending a signal that we are ready. We are PNP strong. Call it when you're ready, because we are ready. Thank you, comrades.
Look on the gully side. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at that hungry child.
Oi. Where is he? You know Shane. You know Shane. There's somebody that waits for him. Go outside. Before the time come. Hold on. I hear the sound of the Rastaman say, Babylon, your throne gone, and hold on. No, not for her. No, hold on. Yo, tell Oi. Class time. Comrades, I want to say good afternoon to all the persons on the platform. But more specifically, I want to say thank you for sticking with the People's National Party. When the PMP is up, everybody wants to be a PMP.
It is when friends are few, we know the real people who are still proud to wear their orange and come out to support the People's National Party. But today, I'm going to start the class now. I want to talk to you today about an important concept which is called ideas. Ideas is an important concept to understand because ideas is the product of any political party. It is because the other party have no ideas why they want to change politics to a politics of shoes and clocks and dub plate and money because they have no ideas. So obvious it is that they have no ideas, that the PMP's manifesto is required reading for every labor right sitting in the Jamaica Labour Party offices. But comrades, let me mash down the lie, because the JLP cannot steal the PMP ideas. Because they don't understand ideas worse the People's National Party ideas. Comrade Golden, a problem we have is that we have small minds trying to fix big problems. And therefore, when I say ideas, they take a concept and think that's the ideas. I'm going to explain to you the 4 hurdles of an idea. An idea first starts with what is right. If you don't know what is right, you cannot identify what is wrong. The second part of an idea is what exists. And the third part is what is wrong. The final part is what's the solution. I'm going to explain to you simple. If you think every plate should have 3 dumplings, that is right. It means that if a plate have 2, it is a problem because it is less than 3. But if a plate of 4, it is still a problem because it's more than 3. If you don't understand what is right and what exists, you can't know the solution. Because if it have 4, you should minus 1. And if it have 2, you should add 1. When we said paternity leave, it's because we recognize a social problem in this country. Time has come for the unit of family to be returned to one man and one woman in a household, ensuring that the child have full support. The time has come. Comrades, in the world, 7% of the children only have one parent. In Jamaica, 47% of our children only have one parent. When a child have one parent, they lose the support of over 30 people. Because if the father not there, then the grandmother and the grandfather is also not there. Then the auntie and the uncle is also not there. Then the father friend is also not there. 47% of our children have 30 less people in support. So when we say paternity leave, it was to make the father recognize from the start that he has a duty and a responsibility to a better country by making sure there is a better family. I can't see, I cannot understand how a man can support a party but not support his children. If you don't support your child, you should have out of support. So if you're saying that you are a PNP, you must ensure that your child receives your presence and your support. Comrades, when we said paternity leave, we recognized that the children with one parent were the ones most likely to have malnutrition. The children with one parent were the ones most likely to get into gangs. The children with one parent were the ones least likely to get success in school. So we never promote paternity leave for 10% of our society. Because it was not a way to pay you less. it was a way to change our society. They don't want you to learn that because they want people to clean them toilet. They don't want you to understand this because they want people to bathe them dog. The People's National Party is about freedom, and the freedom starts in the home and the family. We are not the same. They say they stole our ideas when we said rent to buy. When we proposed it, it was a joke because they don't know the 4 hurdles of an idea. Then all of a sudden, the Prime Minister now is putting up rent to buy every single day, but he doesn't understand what rent to buy is. We knew that there were some people that don't have a pay slip. We knew that those who keep dance and make money don't have a pay slip to go to bank. We knew that those who are sell downtown don't have a pay slip to go to bank. We knew that some of the people who hustle and struggle every day in the streets could not get a mortgage without a pay slip. So we said, allow them to prove that they can manage the mortgage by paying 6 months of rent. And if you can pay 6 months of 80,000, it must be equal to 3 months pay slip of 80,000.
One thing I know is that it's a very powerful.
Is that he's a very powerful man. Is that he's a strong man. And when we sat and reasoned, I said to Comrade Golden, if you want equality for women, you had to do paternity leave for men. In a country with small business, the business start to see our women as a risk to employ, because if she's pregnant, she would have to be replaced by somebody else. The only way you can make a man and woman equal in employment is if the man was of equal risk to the small business with 3 and 4 people. We are big minds. We are big minds. So stop being led astray, being told that we have no solution for this country, being told that we have no answers. I am committing my full support to ensure that those who want a mile stop get an inch. Our teachers that want a mile, our next manifesto will make sure them don't have an inch. Our children who want a mile, our next manifesto will make sure them don't get an inch. Our women who want a mile, our next manifesto will make sure they don't get an inch. Our police who want a mile, our next manifesto will make sure they don't have an inch. Our young people who want a mile, the People's National Party, a party of ideas and solutions, will make sure you don't have an inch. The time has come for the politics to return to thinking. The time has come for the politics to return to policies. The time has come because we're not going to sing juke them with the quarter rum. We're not going to sing juke them with the 5 grand. We're not going to sing juke them with the plyboard and the zinc fence. We are going to juke them with policies for their children and their family. The time has come that we remember that is power for your children and power for your parents and power for the people.
Left, right, just so just a come. Left, right, and them say here comes trouble, here comes the danger, sent by the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. I and I start recruit soldiers for Selassie I am. Rastafari never leave.
Time come.
So even when
time come to make sure, and the PNP will be doing that. Comrades, we are moving right along. And coming right now, a little from this, we're going to have the introduction of the party leader. But before that, I'm going to take 1 minute, Comrade Leader, to have a group that have come from abroad, representing the diaspora, the U.S. diaspora. We did not get to do our fundraising here today, but they wanted to turn over to you a contribution to the People's National Party.
I know everybody I go like we, still we irie. Come in a love life, in a dancer style. I know everybody I go like, still we irie.
Greetings from the comrades from Florida, Georgia, Maryland, DC, and New York. The party leader was greeted like a returning champion by comrades in the diaspora. We respect the party leader and this party because this is the party that established the diaspora movement. We recognize that Jamaica is a borderless country, and the 2.5 million people who live overseas love Jamaica, and hundreds of thousands love the PNP. And so as we walked across America and we raised money for the party, it is our pleasure today to have Dawn and Dennis Warren of New York and Dr. Heather Russell of Florida to present a contribution to the People's National Party on behalf of comrades in the diaspora.
Turn up the thing, turn up the thing, turn up the thing, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. If you want things to really get nice, now the time to make the right choice. If you want things to really get nice, now the time to
Okay. So they have made a departure from traditional norm. They are trying to make sure that the young people in the party are given pride of place and prominence. So they have asked one new rising star in the party to give a welcome to the party leader and to invite him to speak. Jamaica drinks. Jamaica drinks. Karen, I think. She was being asked to.
Living from hand to mouth, from paycheck to paycheck. It is the People's National Party that has come to the rescue. Comrades, when education was reserved for just the privileged few, it was the People's National Party through Norman Manley who gave us common entrance. When education was reserved for those who could afford it, and the other side spoke only about the haves and the have-nots, but they did nothing to fix the problem. It was Michael Manley's PNP that leveled the playing field and give free education. It is the People's National Party that has always come to the rescue when Jamaica is in crisis. When housing is in crisis, the PNP created the National Housing Trust. Now, comrades, all of these gains, all of these progress that we have made are once again in danger of being sacrificed by the current government. The social fabric that has been carefully finally stitch together to create a fair and equal Jamaica is in danger of being torn apart by this current government. We see what they are doing with the National Housing Trust. Instead of adding to the benefits, they are taking away the benefits from the disabled. They are taking away the benefits from the civil servants. They are taking away the benefits from the elderly. Comrades, I say to you that once again, we are a country in crisis. We are at a crossroads. But you, the people of this party, you have thrown up to us a leader who can rescue Jamaica from the clutches of a cruel and uncaring government. You have given to us a leader who, like Norman Manley, went to Oxford University. You have given to us a leader who, like P.J. Patterson, the brilliant lawyer, has a strong mind. You have given to us a leader who, like Portia Simpson Miller, has the heart of the people. And that is why, comrades, that is why when this government offered our students loans to leave a war-torn country, it was a leader who cared, that stepped forward and first made a contribution to bring our students home. You have given to us a leader who, like Peter David Phillips, is a strong, committed, hard-working servant of the people. He has served as a Minister of Justice. He has served for 10 years in the Senate. And let me tell you, he never got there go warm no bench. During his time in the Senate, he spearheaded over 121 pieces of legislation being passed. Including my personal favorite, the decriminalization of ganja. Comrades, I give to you a man who is ready to lead Jamaica out of crisis. I give to you the husband of Sandra Golding. I give to you a father. I give to you a man who was born right here in Jamaica, our leader, born here. Comrades, stand on your feet and help me to introduce to you the leader of the People's National Party, the man who will rescue Jamaica. I introduce to you the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Comrade Mark Jefferson Golding.
Yo, Marcus. Unruly. And some them can't ever get rid of me. Holy party, me see them try tie down, me know them can't tie down me. Man, boss where you rich now, them want see man lie down, me know them can't tie down me. Unruly, we not feel. Tell them we not fail, them want we for God, Come school, man, in the jail.
You are got tired, to see your face. Get me out of the race. Oh man, you said I'm in your place. And then you draw back yard.
Comrade Chairman of the 84th Conference of the People's National Party. I want to acknowledge my dear wife Sandra, who is the rock who enables me to do what I do. I want to say a special word of thanks and admiration to our former party leader, Dr. Peter David Phillips, for all he is doing to make the People's National Party powerful and strong. Comrade officers on the platform, other esteemed comrades on the platform, I want to say a special word of honor and respect to our visitors, ambassadors and the members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps who are here with us. We acknowledge you and thank you for your presence. It is indeed wonderful. We are an internationally focused party, and so we always welcome the visitors that come to our conference. I want to welcome visitors from the diaspora who've made the sacrifice to come down for this conference. It is wonderful to see you. I thank you for hosting us so well in July when we spent 9 days meeting and greeting supporters and well-wishers of Jamaica and the People's National Party from Florida to Atlanta to DC and up to New York. I want to also say a special word of gratitude to those members and representatives of our sister parties in the region who have come here to be with us for this conference, starting with the Prime Minister of Grenada, Comrade Dickon Mitchell, who was a guest speaker on Thursday night at our Evening of Excellence. But it's from as far north as Bermuda, coming through the Bahamas, through Grenada, to TCI, and down even further to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and of course the great island of St. Kitts Nevis, where we are so happy to see Terence Drew, the new Prime Minister, yet another progressive victory amongst the wave of progressive parties coming to power in this region and in Latin America. Comrades, most of all, PNP River come down bank to bank. I greet all of you from all the highways and byways, every region, every constituency of Jamaica, our workers and our warriors who are here to celebrate this 84th anniversary to the day of the great People's National Party. The thousands inside, the thousands and thousands outside. We are sending the signal. Team PNP is up and running. Team PNP is ready. Team PNP is united and strong, comrades. Turn up the ting. Turn up the ting. Turn up the ting. Comrades, I also want to say a special word of honor and gratitude to former Prime Minister, Most Honorable P.J. Patterson, for all he is doing in his retirement to ensure that the party that he has done so much to serve and build over so many years is moving forward in the right direction. Big up, Comrade PJ. We say PJ. And I want to say a special word of love and gratitude to the great icon, female icon of Jamaican politics, the first female party leader of the People's National Party, the first female Prime Minister of Jamaica, Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller. God bless her. We love her. We send our energy of love to her because Portia will forever be in our hearts as our leader. She brought me into this thing and I can never forget, and I will always honor her. And comrades, we will be putting together a team to work on a suitable way in which our party can honor Sister P. Because Sister P deserves the kudos and the honor because she has led us well over many years. Conference in this Jamaica's 60th year of independence. And let this sink in. Time come, comrades. Time come, full time for us to build the Jamaican dream. A dream around a quality of life that gives all Jamaican people access to the resources of this nation. A powerful vision of full opportunity to contribute to the building of our society and expanding our economy. Our Jamaican dream must mean decent living for all. It means ordinary people living a good quality of life. That is what the People's National Party believes in. That is what we will work to bring to Jamaica. Time come. Time come to instill hope and purpose in our national life, rather than a life that leaves us cross, hungry, and miserable.
Cross, hungry, miserable. Cross, hungry, miserable.
Full time that we build hope again instead of despair. This current government promised prosperity, but we have seen that their concept of prosperity is prosperity just for the few and the friends and the well-connected. Comrades, it's not pretty out there. When the artist Shano said, "Lights out," and that he is alone in a dark room, in many ways it reflects the state of despair of this beloved country, Jamaica. And the most grave symptom of despair is the rate of horrendous violence and killing in this nation.
Myself and I and my
with the PNP at 84 years old and Jamaica at 60, let us ask ourselves, what is the party and the country looking for from the PNP leadership? As president of the PNP, standing on the broad shoulders of those who came before me, my vision is one of hope for our beloved Jamaica. We must fix the social, cultural, and economic structures of our country. We will govern Jamaica in a way themselves to grow and thrive. We cannot miss the mark. But I admit, comrades, that I worry. I worry about where this country is heading on its current path. There is so much trouble in the world and so much trouble in this land. Exclusion, alienation, discrimination, victimization. Time come to draw brakes on all of that, comrades. The work of our political party, the People's National Party, must be to rebuild a positive outlook of hope in this country. And we will do this by implementing policies and programs that give life to our core beliefs in equality and social justice in this land. We will build an inclusive and loving Jamaica, a Jamaica where no one is treated as any less because of their color, their language that they speak, their financial position, their background, or which community they live in. If you want to listen to me carefully, I am here to talk. Some who benefit from things the way they are comfortable with that. They have no interest in tackling the challenging task of progressive change in this country. That is why they support the status quo, things staying the same. They are all right with that. But this People's National Party cannot support things remaining as they are now. In fact, no well-meaning Jamaican can fight against positive, fundamental change. Time come for a new Jamaica, a land of peace and love. Comrades, the Jamaica Labour Party received support of 21% of the electorate in the last general election. So in a real sense, they are a minority government. They are a government that is increasingly associated with failing the people. Their election promise was prosperity. They promised 5% growth in 4 years, the so-called 5 in 4. But over that period, from 2016 to the start of the pandemic in 2020, growth was stagnant under their watch. Time come to call it what it is, an illusion, an abject failure. Do not forget, they also promised we could sleep with our windows and doors open. But with one of the highest rates of murder in the world, Jamaicans are living in insecurity, violence, and fear. 93% of Jamaicans have lost confidence in the government's current crime-fighting capability and management. People are afraid to go outside. People are afraid to hang out on them ends, because to do so is a risk to their life. A strange face is viewed with suspicion and approached with extreme caution. And then there is the stench of corruption in high and low places.
Hey, come take a look in Jamaica. Injustice in the place now. If what you see no really pays you, then you want it's out of many but a one.
The majority of Jamaicans, over 55%, categorically see this government as the most corrupt. And that includes a large number of their own supporters. Let that sink in. It is a result of the unprecedented torrent of scandals under the current leadership of this country. A long list of scandals, scandal after scandal, involving taxpayers' money and public resources. So much has been left unanswered. The Jamaican people simply cannot trust this government. We don't know what to believe when they talk. First, they told us that the Innswood sugar lands were slated for a mega private sector agricultural development, and we said, yes, we support it. Then we hear that these prime agricultural lands are now slated to be taken out of agriculture and put into housing. And when the public vex, they backtrack, they bob, and they weave. What must the people believe? This government does not want anyone to challenge them. They want the Jamaican people to accept at face value everything they tell us without question. They say they don't want us to bring out the pressure on the things that are going wrong, but that is our role and our responsibility as the constitutional opposition. But people, we will not back down from defending what is right for the Jamaican people. Somebody needs to sit down with the Prime Minister and teach him what it means to live in a democracy. From making their senators sign undated letters of resignation to the NIDS legislation they first brought to Parliament and passed, to the appointment of a new cabinet secretary the other day, he continues to violate the Constitution. Comrades, it is anti-democratic and it is dangerous. There is growing political apathy in Jamaica. There is a general distrust in the motives and the methods of government, and distrust leads to cynicism. It undermines our national spirit and our hope for the future. That's why integrity must be at the center of governance, so that the public can have trust and confidence in this country. Things must change. Time come. The change cannot be led by a government with a track record of blatant scraping of the people's resources. It can only be achieved by an authentic and consistent commitment to honest government. Clean hands and a clean heart are what we will bring to make the change that the people want to see in this country. I am for consensus building. I am for respectful consultation and reasoning. No government badness and bullying the people from me. Fulsome engagement is critical to our democracy. Participatory democracy is a core principle of our party. We have the structures to practice what we preach in how we organize our internal affairs. And Jamaica
won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs.
We can't just stand aside and look, Jamaica. It has been said that politics is everything and everything is politics. It is the means to change the system and build a better society. Time come to make politics nice again in this country. We must all get involved in the affairs of our beloved island and make demands for change. Organize yourselves in your communities, in your schools, in your workplaces, your civic organizations. And we must all vote in democratic elections and then hold our leaders to account. If we want Jamaica to be better, we must all ask questions. We must call out incompetence. We must call out dishonesty. We must call out abject failure. And we must call out dishonest and disinformation that is spun on us every day. And when the people of Jamaica are ready, we, the People's National Party, welcome everyone who wants to see a Jamaica that is good to all our people. And we say, come, join our National Progressive Alliance for Transformation. All are welcome if their heart is clean and their hands are clean.
Turn up the thing, turn up the thing, turn up the thing, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. If you want things to really get nice.
That, my brothers and sisters, my comrades of the People's National Party, is the reason I am here, to lead this great and noble party in the creation of a better society for us all. You know, we have come through a pandemic a global pandemic of over 2 years. It has resulted in severe economic dislocation. The Jamaican economy has still not yet recovered the lost ground from the sharp fall in negative growth of 2020. And now we are living through a time of harsh global inflation and a time of war. Prices of basic necessities, food, electricity, transportation, medication have risen above and beyond people's incomes, and they continue to rise week in, week out. We have seen continued increases in the prices of chicken, rice, flour, bread, cooking oil, corned beef, not to mention saltfish, which is a luxury item nowadays. At $240, a patty costs more than an hour's labor at the minimum wage. Our people are struggling to survive. As basic conditions of life worsen for most Jamaicans, there is a critical need for government to cushion the crisis. The thing that is on everybody's mind now is the very survival of the family. But the government is failing the people. I firmly believe in fiscal discipline and sound economic management. Indeed, I was part of the last PNP administration that put Jamaica on a sustainable fiscal path for the future, working closely with Prime Minister Porson Simpson Miller and Dr. Peter Phillips. I managed the legislation that implemented Dr. Phillips' many structural reforms of that vital period. And those reforms have increased revenues and grown the fiscal space available to the government. They have brought the public debt down, those reforms, from the edge of the precipice where we inherited it in 2012. Comrades, we must never forget that achievement of that last government. We are proud of that important legacy of achievement, and I will never let the country's public finances go off track. But I also know that in a time of a deep crisis, a government must respond to and protect the people of the country. That is the very purpose of government. Policy must always fit the needs of the moment in which we find ourselves in history. And at this time, the people need caring government that will cushion the crisis and help them to ride out the storm. That is why the People's National Party says that the government must cushion the crisis. It must provide at least $40 billion, or 2% of GDP, to provide vulnerable Jamaicans with a more adequate program of support, and fund it by slowing down the pace of debt reduction until the crisis has passed. People, this money is not for any topsy-turvy birthday cake or champagne parties. This money is not for bloated overseas trips and international publicity campaigns for failed attempts to become an executive of some international body. It is not to build entrance signs in a town that costs millions of dollars per letter. No, comrades, the money is not for sleazy nepotism and cronyism, scraping public resources into the pockets of the well-connected and their friends. No way. We would be strengthening programs for the vulnerable members of the society, families on path, NIS pensioners, persons on poor relief, and female-headed households who are struggling to survive. We would be supporting small farmers so that they can produce the food to feed the nation and reduce wasteful food imports. We would be giving transport operators and motorists a break and reduce transport costs on the people by capping the ad valorem gas tax at the budgeted oil price of $67.50 US per barrel. And we would remove the oil hedge tax, which is not being used for its intended purpose of protecting Jamaicans against high oil prices. Or we would reallocate it to help low-income households cover the expenses of regularizing their electricity supply and to help them go solar to reduce their light bills so JPS can't come and take away them light. We would assist the many small businesses that are going under as they face higher interest rates and consumers with less and less disposable income to support their businesses. These are strategic investments in the Jamaican people and the society as a whole in a time of crisis. So when you hear me say, cushion the crisis, it is not just about how we live in the present, but it is also about how we prepare for the future. We must protect our society today so that we can ensure a better and stronger tomorrow.
I'm dreaming of a new Jamaica, a land of peace and love. Some say they cannot see no hope, that's why they keep it slow.
If we cushion the crisis, it will help the economy to recover from the recession from the pandemic and generate more revenues to resume the path of debt reduction to which we are always committed. The People's National Party is focused on our national survival at this time because survival is now under threat. How else can we help Jamaicans to survive? The pressure on families is hard, especially those on low fixed wages that are being ravaged by inflation. The minimum wage of $9,000 is already too low. It was a minor increase of $2,000 after 4 years. And at this year's rate of price increases, that increase in the minimum wage has already been wiped out. It must be increased to a livable wage, renewed annually to account for inflation, and the next People's National Party is committed to ensuring a livable wage for all Jamaican workers as a floor. Comrades of the PNP, it is important that we remember why our party was founded in the first place in 1938 after the labor uprisings of that year. We recognized then, as we do now, that the party must be an organization of the democratic progressive left in order to shape and steer a society based on principles of equality and social justice. We are here to prioritize the needs of the people, all Jamaicans, but especially the vulnerable and the historically dispossessed. We were founded as a political movement against colonialism, and after 84 years, we are still doing the work of decolonization. Time come to get over our colonial relationship with the British Crown. We honor the memory of Queen Elizabeth II, but we are ready, and we have been ready for Jamaica to become a republic with a head of state who is a Jamaican, who is one of us. We embrace the movement for reparatory justice, for compensation for the descendants of persons of African descent who were brought here in slavery. Because we do not forget our past, and we do not ignore the fact that the impact of the injustices of slavery is still among us. Time come for the Jamaican people to believe in who we are and to know where our real interests lie. We believe in greater Caribbean cooperation, integration, and solidarity. Our region shares a common history, many, many common problems and challenges, and we know that together we are much stronger than we are fragmented. Comrades, that is why it gives me such great pleasure to have with us so many representatives of sister parties from across the Caribbean. And I must tell you, their contribution to our conference has been absolutely magnificent. In the 1960s, the then government was telling people to round up Rastafarians and trim them and turn them in over to the police. The government of that time imposed 18 months mandatory imprisonment for the possession of even a stick of ganja. They banned progressive books. They even drove the great historian, progressive historian, Dr. Walter Rodney, from Jamaica. There were places and positions in this land from which the majority of Jamaicans were excluded because no fundamental change to the colonial structures and mindset had yet come with independence. Comrades, Jamaica changed fundamentally in the 1970s because of the efforts of the People's National Party.
Left and right, just so just a come. Left and right,
the people were lifted up at that time because of the progressive politics that were practiced. And this can never be honestly denied. It is patently clear in all the legislation and programs that the party enacted and implemented to support women, children, workers, students, the elderly, and small businesses. And most importantly, black people in Jamaica for the first time in our history were treated as first-class citizens in their homeland. It was a period of great social advancement for this country.
And not everybody a go like, we go like, still we irie.
That era was over 40 years ago. Since I became president of the party, not quite 2 years ago, I have been thinking hard about the role of the party in developing Jamaica in this 21st century. While Michael Manley told us he was never ever committed to labels, progressive policies that put the people at the center of development have always been at the core of the PNP's belief system, even in times of economic pressure when the fiscal space for maneuver has been limited. Let me be clear, the masses of the people are always better off with the policies and programs of progressive politics. And without fear of contradiction, I say that the PNP is the party that has done the most to advance the interests of ordinary Jamaicans over the last 84 years. And when we return to power, we will govern in the interests of all Jamaicans, while placing great emphasis and without apology on those who have been excluded and denied opportunities for their advancement. Status quo politics cannot deliver progress for the Jamaican people. Progressive politics fundamental to the PNP's belief system, will never change, certainly not under my leadership. That is why I appointed Professor Tony Bogues, to chair our Policy and Vision Commission.
Turn up the thing, turn up the thing.
Professor Bogues and his team spent over a year consulting, reflecting, and refining a philosophical restatement of our aims and objectives as a political movement. They have done so in modern terms, which are consistent with and build on our democratic socialist tradition. They have now completed their work. Their report was presented and approved at the two-day NEC in July, and it has been considered, discussed, and substantially embraced by the delegates of the party at the private session of our 84th annual conference yesterday. It is a living document. There are aspects of it on which we will continue to have discussions, but 90% of it has been fully agreed. And it gives our party a clear and inspirational philosophical framework from which to frame our policies and programs for when we return to government. The clear mission of our party is to focus on the quality of life of the Jamaican people and building a more equitable and inclusive society. And I will outline for the people of Jamaica some of the key pillars of what the People's National Party believes in. We believe the function and responsibility of government is to intervene on the side of the collective good of the Jamaican people. While market forces have an important economic function, the interests of the majority of our people are not served when market forces are dogmatically treated as the sole and paramount thing in determining our well-being. We are bigger than that. The PNP believes that progressive politics is politics for the people. The people as part of a mass democratic party of the progressive elements of society. This simply means that we stand for social and economic transformation of the Jamaican society. We must fix the social structures that impede people's chances to positively try lives and fulfill their dreams. We believe in social equality, and we aim to eliminate all divides and divisions in our society around class, race, color, gender, disability, or anything else. We must build a more inclusive and democratic society, and we must respect and protect social and human rights based on fundamental principles of respect and love for each other. We are for self-reliance and economic independence within a regionalist frame so that we are not dependent on others for what we can effectively do for ourselves, and so that we can build Caribbean unity and collective regional action for sustainable development. And recognizing the long history of racial slavery in this country and colonialism, and our own efforts to improve ourselves, like through the Garvey National Party, stands for reparatory justice. We believe in environmentally sustainable development that does not mortgage future generations by selfish environmental practices today, an increasingly important thing in this country. My brothers and sisters, comrades of the People's National Party, no one chooses a life we are born into, but we all choose how we use our talents and what God has blessed us with. Every single one of us has to decide where we stand and how we will contribute to our society, as no man is an island and no man stands alone. We have to decide whether we are going to defend the status quo and keep society the way it is, or whether we are ready to face the real problems of this country and fix them. I embrace the collective interests of all well-thinking Jamaicans, in a united spirit of nation building. But my focus and intent are to defend and uplift the struggling, the poor, the vulnerable, and the marginalized in this society. They are who I fight for, and they are why I stand before you today. By our principles in the People's National Party, they will know us. The delegates of this party are here because we stand united by the philosophy and ideals of a party that have guided us from the past, and they empower us in the present, and they lead us into the future. We know where we are going. The People's National Party is a party that gave this nation its first female prime minister. And because we believe in equality, we believe in the strength of a woman. We should not forget why the people will always love Sister P. As a leader, she was sensitive to their needs. She worked hard to cushion their crises. And I always remember the eloquent way that she taught us to balance the books while balancing people's lives. For most of the history of this country, power was used by those in authority to disempower the people. But the People's National Party is a party that believes in empowering our people. That is why we believe in education. Education has always been the business of our party because we recognize that education is a way to open up possibilities to everyone. It is the only way to address inequality and make real progress as a nation. But Jamaica is enduring a great crisis in education, with large portions of our students passing through the system without achieving the basic threshold of 5 subjects, including in English and maths. Comrades, time come to fix the education system of Jamaica. Starting with early childhood and the primary levels, we will transform the first 11 years of every Jamaican child's life. We will make the investments required to raise the standard of our early childhood and primary school system and make them world class. The positive effect on our society of achieving our goal of having all our children entering secondary school, able to read, write, and do basic arithmetic and think critically, cannot be surpassed. It is the key to national progress. And we know that education is the antidote to intergenerational poverty. Tertiary education must be made accessible to those who need it, so they can positively transform the prospects for themselves and their families. Time come, we will eliminate the requirement of a guarantor for a student to access a student loan. We will cap.
Time come, BNP send power to the people. Time come.
We will cap the student loan borrower's loan payments to a manageable percentage of his or her income, so that the state and not the student bears the risk of the economy generating adequate employment opportunities. No student should be afraid of borrowing money to invest in their education because they fear they may not get a well-paying job. The state must bear that risk. And in periods of unemployment, We will suspend the students' loan payments and push them to the back end of the loan without any penalties or extra interest paid. We will support our students because we believe in social mobilization and social mobility through education.
Turn up the thing, turn up the thing, turn up the thing.
I move to training. Heart has been stuck in the Prime Minister's all-encompassing ministry, his super ministry. But it has been neglected and lost its way, plagued by mismanagement and even allegations of nepotism and corruption. We even heard recently that Jamaica has to be importing construction workers. That is a shameful situation when we have over 700,000 adults in Jamaica who are not even in the labor force and don't even count as unemployed. The next PNP government will invest in relevant training to create a skilled and certified workforce so that we can attract the investment that provides decent, well-paying work for our people. We will give our young people a chance to live well and not limit them to low-paying jobs and limited possibilities for advancement. And as part of our National Progressive Alliance, we will work closely with the old and new industries to tailor our training offerings to meet the evolving needs of our economy. We are facing the future and we must prepare our people to be part of a great future. Comrades, the pace at which our teachers and our nurses and other skilled professionals are leaving Jamaica is a national crisis. We are ranked #2 in the world for human flight and brain drain, #2 in the world.
Destiny, Mama look from when you call me. Destiny, Mama look from when you call it. I wanna rule my.
While our people must remain free to take advantage of opportunities for self-advancement abroad, we must create an environment here at home so that our professionals feel respected, comfortable, and will want to stay here and help to build this country. And where those who leave will have a reason to come back home in due course. And to do this requires creative thinking, which this government sadly lacks. Our spokesperson for education and training, Senator Damian Crawford, has recognized that need. He has proposed that teachers get student debt reductions and motor vehicle concessions which increase with their years of service. He has proposed enhanced access to National Housing Trust loans for our professionals and priority in housing allocations for schemes that are financed by the NHT. He has suggested a package deal to negotiate with the government so that our teachers have free internet service as a tool of trade. These are ideas that can help to stem the brain drain in this country and help to ensure that our teachers will stay to educate the generations to come. Time come to take the affairs of our critical public sector professionals and workers beyond the stage of tense and hostile wage negotiations where they expected, taken for granted, and often confused. The PNP has had to fix the industrial relations climate when they broke it before, and we will do it again.
We are committed to improve the lives of our people who remain overrepresented in poverty and underrepresented in income and status and etc.
Acceptance. Time come to build a cohesive alliance and a balanced and caring society with people-centered policies and politics that enhance human development and create opportunities for self-development. This is key to establishing high levels of sustainable growth and quality of life in Jamaica. So where do we start? Using the rural electrification program of the 1970s as an example, we will intensify the thrust to bring broadband internet to every household in Jamaica. Every household. That is our goal. It will create new vistas of opportunity for our people. Jamaicans at home will be able to earn from jobs even based abroad. Entrepreneurs will be able to market and distribute their goods and services via online platforms. Opportunities in education will be opened up to Jamaicans from institutions learning all over the world. The expansion of digital channels is the way of the present and of the future, and we will not let Jamaica be left behind. Broadband internet for every household in Jamaica is our goal, and that is where we will be going. We began the thrust to make Jamaica a global logistics hub, and we will see it through to its full potential. We understand the need for a business-friendly commercial architecture to allow commerce to thrive, and we know how to get it done. We developed and passed the Special Economic Zones legislation to support value-added investment, leveraging our ports, leveraging our logistics infrastructure. We supported it with modern legislation for dealing with insolvency and for modern legislation for credit finance and to help rehabilitate businesses that are facing financial difficulties. Very little has happened over the past 6 years to improve the ease of doing business in Jamaica. It's time come now to step up the pace and unleash the potential of the Jamaican entrepreneurial spirit. The PNP knows how to get these things done. Our mission is to ensure the inclusion of all Jamaicans in economic development. We will remove the obstacles from out of their way. Jamaicans need an economy that works for them. We will get rid of outdated rules and requirements. We will not let bureaucracy stifle progress in business. The PNP is the party of business for every Jamaican entrepreneur who has the energy and the drive and the ideas to create wealth for themselves, their families, and their economy. Food security is becoming a critical challenge in the 21st century. In Jamaica, agriculture remains significantly underdeveloped. A majority of Jamaicans are food insecure, meaning that they do not eat a healthy, balanced diet. And that is manifested in our high levels of chronic disease like hypertension and diabetes and renal failure. Food security is about survival in an increasingly stressed and uncertain world. With global warming, climate change, geopolitical turmoil, unreliable supply chains, self-reliance is of critical importance. It was the PNP in the 70s under Michael Manley who sang the message of self-reliance, and it is still relevant. In fact, it is even more relevant today. The agricultural sector contributed 22% of employment in the mid-1990s. Now it is down to 15%. Jamaica imports over $1 billion US of food annually, and a good portion of that could and should be produced here.
Farming over plus, investment over graph. Inheritance from me seeds, me alright being.
Jamaica is a society marked by high levels of inequality. 10% of the population own over 60% of the nation's resources. Women are poorer than men because of where they are situated in the economy and the responsibilities that they assume for bringing up children. And Senator Crawford spoke about paternity leave, and I'll come to that. A major expansion of agriculture will be a key part of our strategy to correct our lopsided economy. Agriculture doesn't just employ people. When farmers are empowered to be productive, they have a good quality of life. there is stability and harmony in rural communities, and they can feed the nation. Jamaica has the potential to reduce our reliance on food exports and to become a leading food and value-added producer in the region, and to be a major exporter to our diaspora and beyond into crossover markets beyond the region. Our agricultural policy will be robust. We will support farmers with better farm roads and irrigation networks. We will invest in storage facilities so that farmers don't suffer massive losses in times of glut. We'll revive and expand the PC banks to provide flexible credit lines for production. So many small farmers are bawling for credit and can't get it. And we will ensure that Jamaica's remaining arable lands are not misdirected into other uses, undermining the future of our people because they can't grow food where land is not available to grow it on. And we will encourage larger producers to partner with small farmers in production ecosystems, building relationships to transfer technology and improve the efficiency of our farmers. It has been successfully done in the poultry industry, and we think it should be done in every single aspect of agricultural life. And urban farming will be given greater attention and support. Urban farming provides employment, relieves poverty, and improves nutrition in inner city communities. And we believe that there's tremendous potential to expand there as well. And I now talk about the good old ganja. It is time for us to move beyond the decriminalization of ganja, which I championed and brought to reality in our last administration.
Don't criticize it.
The potential of this industry is vast, but the government does not seem to understand or believe in it. Time come to proactively empower and include small farmers in the ganja industry. They are the ones who built and protected our knowledge system around ganja over a century of prohibition enforced by international interests. We must give them a chance to be part of the industry, the lawful industry, so that they can make money for this country and for themselves. The next PNP government will make the ganja industry fully inclusive. We will facilitate home-based production, integrating with licensed processors. We will lower the bar for small farmers to come into the formal industry. We will incentivize commercial and knowledge-sharing relationships with the well-capitalized processors to achieve win-win outcomes for large and small producers. We will aggressively pursue export markets for quality Jamaican medicinal ganja. And we will legislate to create a comprehensive, lawful, ganja-based economy for the Rastafari community and the Maroons. They must be liberated to use and produce the ganja that they believe as their sacrament. Comrades, people now in a precarious economic situation include those in the informal sector. It has been estimated that 48% of the Jamaican economy is informal. It is almost half of our workforce. These are not mere numbers. These are real people, everyday people. Micro, small, medium-sized enterprises are the most important drivers of economic activity and employment. The informal sector is as large as it is in Jamaica because there are significant disincentives to formalization. The costs and bureaucratic requirements are onerous, cumbersome, and unnecessarily difficult for micro and small business operators to wade through. We have to understand the informal sector so that we can support it in a deliberate and effective way. The next PNP government will design a user-friendly ecosystem tailored to the needs of the informal sector to provide a pathway by which micro and small businesses creative practitioners. The PNP recognizes their importance to economic development, and their capacities must be transformed by sound policy. It was the PNP that established the Entertainment Board, which led to the duty-free importation of the equipment and tools of trade of the entertainment sector. It was the PNP that created the National Cultural and Creative Industries Commission that led to a focused plan for the development of the cultural and creative industries. We did significant work, and that was when Damien was Minister of State with responsibility for entertainment, to create a registry of practitioners and producers and a well-balanced system of entertainment zones where night noise rules would not apply. But since 2016, there's been no policy and little movement to move the creative sector forward. The staging of celebratory concerts and events is well and good, but it will not fundamentally transform the industry to achieve its great potential for Jamaica. The next PNP government will modernize the night noise law and incorporate entertainment zones into the system. We will support the indigenous craft industry and its integration into the tourism. Cultural mecca. Tourism is not just sand and sea. Its development should not displace our people's access to land and the sea. Tourism must center our people. Wherever and whatever we share with the world, it must be with the dignity of our people in mind. The next PNP government will work with all stakeholders in the hotel sector and elsewhere to implement a progressive beach access policy so that ordinary Jamaicans in every parish can have affordable access to our beautiful beaches in comfortable, clean, and sanitary conditions. Jamaica has towered in sports, especially athletics. A key factor in our amazing success story in athletics has been the cadre of qualified coaches graduating from GC Foster College and flowing into our schools all across the island. That was a wonderful gift to the people of Jamaica by our closest neighbor, Cuba, and we want to thank them publicly again for that. World beaters are now trained here at home, and we have the brand and knowledge base to trade with the world. There are great possibilities to make sports an even bigger contributor to our economy and national development. With the right mindset and collection of experience and competencies to chart the course. And it must be supported by the goodwill of the government, the regulatory bodies, and other stakeholders. I am one of the conceptual architects who have created Professional Football Jamaica Limited, a new institution that is well on the way to building a stronger, more marketable, and economically sustainable professional football league in Jamaica.
One bag of gold medal pan me now. Champion boy, you know the damn thing. Pan up for them and sing and tenter.
That is the kind of thinking and dynamic action that the next PNP government will encourage in all areas of the economy. We will move from the current underperformance of expectations and open new possibilities for growth and development. Jamaica's economic development and potential cannot be realized unless we put a stop to the unraveling of the social fabric of our society. Social transformation is a must. We must bring our communities together, yard and abroad. Community and love are the foundations of good values and attitudes. Values and attitudes matter. They govern our behavior. They determine whether we are part of the problem or a part of the solution. I am a family man. I love my wife. I love my children. Were it not for her, I couldn't do what I do. And in the People's National Party, Jamaica has many mother-headed households which need support. We respect the Jamaican mother, and we must find ways to support her motherhood. Our maternity leave requirements have not changed since we in the PNP pioneered the 8 weeks of paid leave and 4 weeks of unpaid leave for maternity in the 1970s. But since the year 2000, the International Labour Organization's Maternity Protection Convention has mandated a minimum of 14 weeks or 98 days of paid maternity leave and recommends 18 weeks. Jamaica is among the 30% of countries which remain non-compliant with that new standard from 2000, no longer new, 22 years old. Time come to upgrade Jamaica's maternity leave requirements to current international best standard.
Where would I be, love? Where would I be? Where would I be without my mama? Mommy, me love you, there's nothing I'd put above you. No host, nor no girl, nor.
We also respect fathers who show up and partner with mothers. They also need support, and we will introduce legislation to create an entitlement to paternity leave with pay for fathers so men can bond with their newborn children and build stronger family life in this country. Family life is essential to the future. That is why the social fabric is unraveling. We need to build family life. And in fact, comrades, we need to give real meaning to the concept of our nation as a Jamaican family. We cannot ignore the many thousands of youths who have been failed by our education system and who provide a steady flow of recruits into criminal networks that are unleashing mayhem and fear in our society every day. We cannot abandon these youths to a life of badness, imprisonment, and premature death. Time come to give our youth at risk a fresh chance to step up in life and become good citizens of this country.
Time come, PNP said forward to.
Piecemeal, underfunded approaches will not work. The next PNP government will put in place a holistic national program to invest in our youth at risk and give them a second chance to become productive citizens and positive contributors to the Jamaican society. We believe in youth, every youth in this country, no care where he or she come from. We have to give them a chance.
Time come, PNP said forward to the people.
There can be no effective crime plan without empowering youth and community building. Mentorship is community building. Remedial education means no one gets left behind. Continuing education and vocational training mean people will have new opportunities to create a better life when the traditional system has failed them. We need to get on board and get this going because Jamaica has no time to waste, comrades. The National Housing Trust must support family life by expanding affordable houses to our people. We will bring the National Housing Trust back to the core mission of Michael Manley. of providing housing solutions for the workers, affordable housing solutions for the workers of this country. We will partner with the private sector to provide homes for our workers who would not otherwise own their own door key. We will restore the benefits recently taken away by this government from persons with disabilities, public sector workers, and persons over 55 years old. It is a disgrace that they have taken away those benefits and pushed up the interest rate on those well-deserving groups. We will fix that. Yes, we say family, and that also means that we respect the hard-working Jamaicans who go abroad and send money here to care for their families at home. We do not see them as cowards. They migrate in search of opportunities for advancement, but they do not forget where they're coming from. We honor them as a vital part of the Jamaican family. Jamaica is not just an island, a geographical construct. Jamaica is a concept of belongingness to our culture and a vibrancy, and we're all over the world. We must find ways to partner with our diaspora for the good of Jamaica land we love. We will find more effective ways to include our diaspora in our democracy and national development. As first steps, we want to expand the Senate to include diaspora representation, so that and we want to include them on public boards where they have the skills and experience to add value to the governance of our public institutions and improve national life and nation building. We will also make it easier for Jamaicans overseas to undertake philanthropic works here at home, cutting through the frustrating red tape that makes it so hard for Jamaicans abroad to do good deeds here at home. Time come to create a Jamaica Diaspora Development Fund to support social investments and finance exciting new economic opportunities here in Jamaica. It will have a robust and transparent governance structure to encourage our Jamaicans abroad to invest in it, to make solid financial returns and earn heartwarming social dividends as well. The diaspora is very much part of the Jamaican family. They want to help us develop. We will find structures and ways and means in which they can do so. Brothers and sisters, for Jamaica's future to be filled with hope, there must be radical change for the better. This status quo is leading us down a road towards an increasingly insecure fate. Our Jamaican dream must mean decent living for all. It must mean the people have the chance to live good quality life. That is not just a question of their material well-being. It also means that they have a say in national decision making. It must mean democracy in the state, in governance, and in the economy. It must mean people have access to clean water, clean air, adequate shelter, health care, affordable housing, and quality education. It means social justice. It means that we can live in peace. It means time come to prioritize these things in our party work and in our politics. The PNP is committed to progressive change for a better Jamaica. It is our destiny. Team PNP is once again united and strong. We have built back the love. Hope resides with us. Time come, Jamaica. God bless our great nation. God bless the people of this land. The word is love. One love. God bless you all.
Time come, PNP say forward to the people. Time come, the time is now. If you want a better Jamaica, vote PNP.
More goal in livable minimum wage. Time for Jamaican things start elevate. Farmers get the support you need out there. Teacher deserve a leader that cares. Revamp the thing for the students, a fresh start initiative. Crime outrageous, cost a living. Jamaica, we need every voice for a sing. Who put people first? Action over words. Diligent, hard working. Make poverty reverse. Time comes.
Yes, comrades, that was the leader of the People's National Party, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mark Jefferson Golding. Comrades, I do not want us to go before acknowledging the contribution that was made by the Northern Lights Group and overseas delegates of $130,000. Big them up for that. Big them up for that. It's the second one. Comrades, as we end, can you all remain upstanding for the singing of Jamaica Arise?
The trumpet has sounded, my countrymen all, so awake from your slumber and answer the call. The torch has been lighted, the dawn is at hand. Who joins in the fight for his own native land? Land of my birth, I pledge to thee, loyal and faithful to the toil will be heavy and the campaign long. The road will be dreary, the barrier strong. Our progress may falter and energies wane, but steadfast in spirit, our goal we will gain. Land of my birth, I pledge to thee, loyal. In steadfast assurance that God will look down and give us his blessing, our efforts to crown. Let all be united to build by his grace a noble.
Struggle Martin, where are you? Struggle is in the house. Where's Struggle Martin? Calling Struggle Martin to the podium. Struggle. Calling Struggle Martin to the microphone.
And I have my car, have my drink and I have my bar, have my peace and I don't want war, have my riches, I don't need bar, got my money, I got my girl, got my diamonds, I got my pearl, got my things and I got my wings, and I fly every day, I'm the Lord of wings, everybody sing happiness.
Time come I've known Mark Golding from school days. He had an outstanding academic career at all levels. He then went on to become one of Jamaica's most outstanding commercial lawyers and my business partner in investment banking ventures over decades. There is no one more competent, more committed, more passionate about serving the people of Jamaica than Mark Golding. Time come for Mark Golding, time come for the PNP.
Mark Golding have a heart to help people, the old, the young, the disabled. Mark Golding is somebody where him helpful. Time come for Mark Golding.
Time come. Time come.
Time come for Comrade Mark Golding to be Prime Minister of Jamaica because he's certainly here to serve and not to scrape. Time come for Comrade Mark Golding to be Prime Minister because he has a temerity of spirit to touch and positively impact the lives of ordinary Jamaicans. Time come for Comrade Mark Golding to be Prime Minister because he is a breath of fresh air that is blowing in the political arena of Jamaica. Time come to chase those crazy ballets out of town and bring in the general, Comrade Mark Jefferson Golding. Time come for Comrade Mark Golding. Time come for the People's National Party.
My father born ya, my father born ya, my grandmother born ya, my grandmother born ya, I and I born ya, I and I born ya, my leader born ya, Mark Golding born ya, and that is why I not let ya. No, I not let ya. He gave a message to all those people who not love
It's Flexx Friday! This Friday, the saga continues. This Friday's special guest.
His love is mine. His love is mine. His love is mine. His love is mine. Yeah. I found her, she found.
So come on down to 4340 North State Road 7, the home of nightlife entertainment. That's the Garden. It is Flexx Friday. It's Flexx Friday! This Friday, the saga continues. This Friday's special guest.
His love is mine. His love is mine. His love is mine. His love is mine. Yeah. I found her, she found.
So come on down to 4340 North State Road 7, the home of nightlife entertainment. That's the Garden. It is Flexx Friday.